Hello again, welcome to class number 338. Are you ready? 338, not bad. I work as a teacher. Page 326, the last point, point 8. Like and as. What's the difference between when to use like, when to use as? Normally it's very clear. In a few cases, it doesn't matter. For example, many years ago, there was a commercial on television in the United States about cigarros Winston. And it was, Winston tastes good like a cigarette should. Winston tastes good like a cigarette should. All right, I guess suena bien. Winston tastes good. Sabe bien como debe de saber, como debería saber un cigarro. Winston tastes good. Recuerda, con los verbos de sentido, usamos good or bad, not well. This pencil tastes good, smells good, feels good, looks good, sounds good, suena bien, sabe bien, huele bien, se le ve bien, etc., etc. En español se dice bien, well, pero en inglés, con los verbos de sentido, siempre good or bad. Tastes good, looks good, sounds good, smells good, tastes good. All right. And in this television commercial, Winston, they said, Winston tastes good like a cigarette should. Winston tastes good like a cigarette should. All right. However, los gramáticos pusieron el grito en el cielo. The grammarian said, no, Winston tastes good as a cigarette should. Okay. But in that case, it doesn't matter. But in other cases, yes. For example, como presidente de esta compañía, quiero agradeceros as the president or as president of this company. I want to thank you as president, porque lo soy, as president of this company. I want to thank you for the time you take to watch this program. Ahora se coloca otro aquí. Mira, al igual que el presidente, yo también quiero agradeceros. Like the president. So it's completely different. As the president, like the president, I also want to thank you. All right. As and like. Yes, I work as a teacher. Marta works as a television producer. As a teacher, as a producer. But sometimes I work like a slave. Me da la impresión que soy casi un esclavo aquí. Trabajo como un esclavo. I work like a slave. But I'm not a slave. I'm a teacher. Trabajo de profesor. I work as a teacher. All right. Listen to this. Como usted sabe, as you know, as siempre, como sabes, siempre con as you know. Como me decía ayer el Philip Johnson, as he told me yesterday. O sea, como usted sabe, as you know, llevo 3 años trabajando como vendedor de coches. I've been working as a car salesman for 3 years. Creo que son 3 años. Yeah, 3 years. Estos 3 años han sido como un sueño para mí. Oh, out of like. These 3 years have been like a dream for me. Working as a car salesman. As you know, I've been working as a car salesman for 3 years. And these 3 years have been como un sueño, like a dream for me. Como nunca había trabajado como vendedor antes, as I had never worked as, aquí es 2 veces, como no había trabajado como vendedor antes, as I had never worked as a salesman before, at first, en un principio, o al principio, at first I thought it would be like selling insurance. Sí, al principio pensé que sería como vender seguros. Ya que, o como mi mujer trabaja, o ya que mi mujer trabaja como agente de seguros. As my wife works as an insurance agent. So, at first, I thought selling cars would be like selling insurance, as my wife works as an insurance agent. But, a medida que pasaba el tiempo, but as time passed, conforme pasaba el tiempo, as time passed, me di cuenta de que yo no realmente vendía coches. I realized that I wasn't really selling cars. Vendía imagen para unos y soluciones para otros. ¿No? Qué bien suena. I was selling image for some and solutions for others. Yes, I was selling image. Fíjate en la pronunciación de imagen. Image, como si fuera imagen, ¿no? Image. The first syllable and the second syllable have the same phonetic sound. Image. Escrito image. Pronunciado image. Image. Yes. As time passed, I realized that I wasn't really selling cars. I was selling image for some, para unos, and solutions for others. Como profesión, las ventas o la venta es una actividad interesante. Como profesión, as a profession, sales is an interesting activity, and it's true. Como manera de ganar dinero, as a way to earn money, it depends. Of course, if you're a good salesman, you earn a lot of money. If you're not, you don't earn a lot of money. Of course, it depends. As a way to earn money. As a profession, it's very interesting. Sales, to be a salesperson. But as a way to earn money, it depends. It depends. This job, este trabajo no ha sido, este trabajo mío, no ha sido como otros trabajos que he tenido. This job hasn't been like. Aquí like es como en el sentido parecido a o similar a. This job hasn't been like other jobs I've had. Como te dije antes, o como le dije a usted antes, as I told you before, I had never worked as a salesman before. Yeah, nunca había trabajado como vendedor antes. I had never worked as a salesman before. Como tanta gente, al igual que tanta gente, like so many people, I had always thought that I wouldn't like to be a salesman. All right. Como al igual que tanta gente pensaba que no me gustaría ser vendedor. I thought I wouldn't like to be a salesman. All right, one more time with no Spanish. As you know, I've been working as a car salesman for 3 years. These 3 years have been like a dream for me. As I had never worked as a salesman before, at first, I thought it would be like selling insurance, as my wife works as an insurance agent. But as time passed, I realized that I wasn't really selling cars. I was selling image for some and solutions for others. All right. As a profession, sales is an interesting activity. As a way to earn money, it depends. This job hasn't been like other jobs I've had. As I told you before, I had never worked as a salesman before. Like so many people, I had always thought that I wouldn't like to be a salesman. All right. You have it here. If you have the book, please spend a little bit of time, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, on these 2 paragraphs, in Spanish and in English, to start to get a feeling for as in like. Winston tastes good like a cigarette should. Okay, there are. Page 328. Hay un problema. There's a problem. Uno solo, hay varios problemas. There are. several problems. Excuse me, is there a problem? No, there isn't. Are there any problems? No, there aren't. Okay. Or yes, there are. No, there aren't, or yes, there are. Was there a problem yesterday? No, there wasn't. Are you sure? Well, maybe there was. Were there any pencils in the cup yesterday? No, there weren't. Are you sure? Well, okay, yes, there were. Was there a pencil? Was there a pencil behind my ear yesterday? No, there wasn't. Was there a pencil in my pocket yesterday? No, there wasn't. Were the pencils in the cup? Yes, they were. All right, hubo. Hay, there is, there are. Hubo o había, there was, there were. Were there? Were there any people? Were there any Japanese people in your house yesterday? No, there weren't any Japanese people in my house yesterday. Was there a guitar on the table yesterday? No, there wasn't a real guitar. There was a toy guitar, but there wasn't a real guitar. There is, there are, there was, there were. Futuro, habrá. Will there be classes after class 400? Que si habrá más clases after class 400, I don't know. It's up to you. If you want more classes, yeah. Right. We want more classes. If you say, yes, está bien, Richard. If you're tired of me, and tired of learning English, then no habrá más clases. There won't be any more classes. All right. But if you still enjoy the classes and you're not tired of me, then there will be more classes. Well, if you want to continue, but you're tired of me, we can continue with a different teacher. Yeah, we can continue with a different teacher. Why not? All right, there will be, habrá. Y va a haber, que es lo mismo que habrá, casi. Habrá una fiesta esta noche. Va a haber una fiesta esta noche. There's going to be. So there, más una conjugación del verbo to be, en este caso con going to. There's going to be. Va a haber una fiesta esta noche en mi casa. There's going to be a party in my house tonight, and you're invited. 9 o'clock, okay? With dinner, a dinner party. Well, kind of pace. We'll have little finger sandwiches and things. But there will be a party. There's going to be a party. Yes. And upstairs, in the flat upstairs, there's going to be a party too. My neighbors are having a party tonight too. So in the building where I live, there are going to be 2 parties. There are going to be. Va a haber, van a haber 2 fiestas. There's going to be a party in my house, and there's going to be a party upstairs. So if you don't like my party, you can go upstairs and crash the party. To crash the party, crash como colisionar, crash. To crash the party is entrar sin invitación en una fiesta. To crash the party. There's going to be, ha habido. There have been 16 earthquakes in the world since the beginning of the year. We're in the month of April, I think, and there have been, so far, there have been 16 earthquakes since the beginning of the year. There haven't been any tsunamis. There has been only 1 volcanic eruption. No, there have been 2. There have been 2 volcanic eruptions. One in Sicily, Mount Etna, and one in the island of Java in Indonesia. Erupciones volcánicas. There have been 2. There have been 2. There's been one in Sicily, and there has been one in Java. Yeah, but has there been one in the Philippines? No, there hasn't. This year, so far this year, there hasn't been an eruption, a volcanic eruption in the Philippines. Hey, have there been, how many missions to Mars have there been this year? Well, it depends on your definition of this year, because, yes, there has been, ha habido una sola misión a Marte. Sonda se dice, a probe, se dice probe. Probe es una sonda. There's been a probe, there's been one mission to Mars this year, but the mission started last year. The launching in Florida, in Cape Canaveral. Cabo Cañaveral se dice Cape Cape, como capa y espada. Cape Canaveral. Si no hacemos la ñ. Ay, Cañaveral, no remedio para mi mal, Cape Canaveral. Okay, there has been one mission to Mars this year, but the launching was last year, I think in November or December. And now the rover is on the surface of Mars. On the surface of Mars. Fíjate cómo se pronuncia superficie. Escrito surface, pronunciado surface. Sí, señor. Sir. Fis. Surface, no surface. Face, no. Surface. So, ha habido. There has been. How many classes have there been this year? Well, how many classes have there been since the beginning? Well, there have been 337 classes so far. We haven't finished this class yet. This is class 338. So far, up to now, there have been, ha habido, 337 clases. There have been. Have, porque es plural. Si no sería there has been. Ha habido una sola clase. There has been only one class. There have been. There has been only one class in which I was wearing a blue shirt. Can you hear Olegario? He's back. Está de vuelta. He's back. How much time, Marta, do we have left? Okay, we have about 8 minutes left. I'm going to try to continue. A pesar del ruido, in spite of the noise. A pesar del ruido, in spite of the noise. A pesar de que Olegario está trabajando. In spite of the fact that Olegario is working. Or despite the fact that Olegario is working. Or even though. Even though he's working, I'm going to try to finish this class. If I don't, I have to stop the class. But in any case, there is, there are, there was, there were, there will be, or there's going to be. Ya ha habido hasta ahora. There has been, or there have been. Ha habido muchas clases este año hasta ahora. There have been a lot of classes up to now. All right. Puede que haya. There may be a problem with Olegario tomorrow too. Or there may not. I'm going to teach you an expression, a pain in the neck. Lo has oído algunas veces aquí. A pain in the neck significa literalmente un dolor en el cuello. A pain in the neck, un poco como tortícolis. Es muy pesado. Es un pesado, eh? He's a pain in the neck. He's a royal pain in the neck. All right. Debería haber más sillas aquí, Marta. There should be. There should be. Puede que haya un problema. There may be. Todo empieza con there. Todo empieza con there. There may be. Que hay, hubo, habrá, puede que haya. Parece haber. Tiene que haber. There has to be. Debe de haber una solución. There must be a solution. There must be a... Hey, Richard, yeah? There's no solution. No solution? What do you mean no solution? There has to be a solution. Tiene que haber una solución. Me niego. I refuse to accept the idea. I refuse to accept the idea that there is no solution. Estoy peleando con el bueno de Olegario. I don't know what to do. What do you suggest? Hay una obra arriba. And we have very good acoustics here. We have very good acoustics. Fíjate, la acústica aquí es muy buena en esta habitación, en este estudio. The acoustics are, CS al final, acoustics are very good, but it's a big, es una obra grande. It's a big construction job. And so we are going to have to find a different time, maybe 7 o'clock in the morning, doing this. The program appears at 7:30 every day on Televisión Española, but we record it at different times. Right now it's 12:30 midday, 12:30 midday. But I think Marta and I, we're going to have to come at 7 o'clock in the morning before they start. They start at 9 o'clock. Now, I need at least an hour and a half to do 2 or 3 programs. So maybe from 7 to 8:30, from 7:30 to 9, something like that. And they work all day. They work from 9 to 2, then they take 1 hour for lunch, and then they work from 3 to 7. And Marta and I can't work after 7 o'clock. We have family responsibilities. All right, but there is, parece haber, there seems to be, or there appears to be. Ahora, si es plural, parece haber varios problemas. There seem to be several problems. Tiene que haber una solución. There has to be. Tiene que haber varias soluciones. There have to be. There has to be, there have to be. He stopped. Podría haber un problema, ¿eh? Ojo, there could be a problem. O puede que haya un problema. There may be a problem, or there might be a problem. All right, there are. Point 9, estúdialo bien, and say these sentences, and say them in the negative and the interrogative, okay? All right. He makes me nervous. Does he make you nervous? Yeah. Lo toma con filosofía. Yeah? You're taking it, all right, calmly. But me, I have to speak. And so I need to speak above the noise. And so I have to continue talking to drown, sofocar el ruido, para ahogar el ruido, to drown the noise. But it doesn't work. Hey, estamos de suerte. I think we're lucky. All right, let's see. Translation booklet, list number 14. Wow. 11, 12, 13, 14. Page 100. Are you ready? Page 100. Estamos consiguiendo beneficios, o sea, de lucro de una empresa. We're making profits. We're making It's starting to get loud. I'm going to finish this program. I'm going to finish the program, okay? And then we're going to listen to it. If it's too loud, I'll have to repeat the program. Yes, gajes del oficio. Yes, de profesor de tele, ¿eh? ¿A que sí? Yeah. But if we notice that it's a small nuisance es una molestia. If it's a small nuisance, we'll continue. Estamos consiguiendo beneficios. We're making profits. We are making profits. El verbo to make a profit. Estoy en esta compañía para ganar beneficios. Responsabilidad social? Bah. Okay, well. Don't talk to me about social responsibility. My job is to make a profit. Ganar un beneficio. If I make a profit, then I'm in a position to consider social responsibility. But if I don't make a profit, everybody loses. Myself, everybody, the employees, social responsibility. So, estamos consiguiendo beneficios. We are making profits. Están sufriendo porque tienen hambre. They're suffering. They're suffering because they're hungry. They're suffering because they're hungry. Fíjate, they are. Ahora, sin contracción. Why are they suffering? They are suffering because they are hungry. Nadie lo dice así, ¿eh? Siempre con contracción. There, que suena igual que allí, there. They're suffering because they're hungry. I'm suffering because I'm hungry. He's suffering because he's hungry. She's suffering because she's hungry. You're suffering because you're hungry. We're suffering because we're hungry. They're suffering because they're hungry. Él tiene 40 años. He's 40 years old. How old is he? How old is he? How old is he? How old is he? He's 40. O dices 40 o dices todo. Aquí en España tiene 40 años. Y paráis con el años. En inglés nunca, porfa. He's 40 or he's 40 years old. Tiene 3 hijos. ¿Tiene cuántos? 3. He has 3 children. Tiene coche. He has a car. No tiene teléfono. He doesn't have a telephone. En inglés siempre el artículo. No tiene un teléfono. Tiene un coche. He has a car. All right. Pero no tiene despacho. He doesn't have an office. I'll be back tomorrow.